So, it's February 27th, 2016. It's a Saturday morning, late morning. Pretty close to noontime by now, I would think. I'm in Clinton, Connecticut. It's 32 degrees. And I'm heading back toward my house in Guilford. I just stopped and changed the batteries on the cameras, and I tell you, I did get very cold standing there doing nothing but changing the batteries, standing in the wind. So hopefully this I'll warm back up again once I get going. So, here's the topic. Bike saddles. Oh my goodness, bike saddles, bike saddles. I've had this entry-level bike for about, what, 5-6 months now? Bought it last September. And I'm on my third saddle. Saddle position, saddle height, saddle comfort, saddle. So I finally settled on a saddle made by SMP. It's a model TRK. I think it stands for trekking. It's designed in such a way that it relieves certain pressure points in your anatomy, and it's supposed to give you a more comfortable ride. But here's the thing. I think a saddle by itself, dealing with the law coming around somewhere. I'm going to be taking a left-hand turn here. Let me wait till I get back on the road to continue this conversation about saddles in general. Looks like I'm going to be heading into the wind too. Got a pretty good headwind coming up. Yeah, green light. Let's hope no one kills me here. Okay. Yeah, so, you know, I've been struggling for a little while now trying to find a comfortable saddle. And I did all the research with, that's a beautiful car, huh? I did all the research and went to all the YouTube sites I could find on the subject of saddles. And I guess a lot of people, a lot of recommendations are, you know, it's a personal choice, and what works for one person may not work for another, and so forth. All of that is very true. But the thing that I kind of discovered quite by accident is that I think your cycle shorts and your cycle tights are probably more important to getting a comfortable ride out of your saddle than the actual saddle itself. When I found this saddle and I read about it, I thought, okay, I'll take what points they're giving about the saddle and hold it up as being as makes as much sense as anything else. So I got the saddle, put it on the bike, started riding it, and it felt okay, but I think it felt different more than anything, primarily because I changed the saddle that I had on the bike with this one. But when I decided to make some small adjustments to the saddle position to see if that would make any difference in how comfortable it felt. And what I did was I got a pretty good headwind going right now. Whew. What I'm trying to say is I got on the bike after making the saddle adjustment wearing nothing more than a pair of sweats. I figured, okay, go for a quick ride, just see how it feels. So by accident, what I discovered by getting on the bike wearing nothing more than sweats, the saddle felt like concrete. It felt horrible. And it was the exact same saddle that I'm riding now. So what's the difference? The difference is bike shorts or your tights and the padding that they are designed to provide. So I guess for those of you who are seasoned riders, I'm not telling you anything you don't already know, and that is don't go cheap on bike shorts. Don't go cheap on your tights for riding. They make all the difference. Whew. Wow, I really ran into a stretch of very cold headwinds right there. I got a feeling my ride home is going to be nothing but headwinds. So while I'm on the topic of saddles, let's talk about making your bike as comfortable as you can without spending any money. And the first thing, once you picked out a saddle, is getting that saddle position tuned in for yourself. So I'm speaking from experience here, and again, I'm running into a pretty good headwind. I don't even know if you can hear me very well. Wow, I didn't think I'd run into this today. I think part of the problem is I'm on a very exposed piece of road. It's wide open. Got no protection from the wind at all. While I don't really mind, if you can see that flag over there on the left, I'm heading right into the wind. It's got to be gusting 20. I didn't expect this today. I also wouldn't have been trying to record another video. Especially trying to record a video that I can't even hear myself talking because of the wind. Yikes. Well, I mentioned earlier in another video, Mother Nature is kind of your personal trainer some days. She challenges you with a headwind and rewards you occasionally with a real nice tailwind. But right now, she's challenging the hell out of my ass. Wow. Hope I can get past the worst of this wind. At least I got a green light going for me up here. This intersection could be a pain in the ass to wait for. Wow, 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 wind. Well, I'm thinking about possibly getting off this main road, getting into a secondary road, and maybe get some protection from the wind. I don't think I'm going to find any protection. Okay, so listen. Let's talk about saddle heights, saddle position. And I'm talking, this is strictly from my personal experience. I'm not lecturing anybody. I'm not trying to give anybody any advice that you probably haven't heard about. But in terms of making your bike more comfortable and you enjoying your riding a lot more, saddle position, extremely important, very important. And two things I learned was get your saddle height correct, get it up high enough where your knee is bent when you're pedaling to get the most power out of your stroke. And I will tell you, for the longest time, I wasn't doing that. Kind of an accidental thing again. I mean, I knew about the knee should be bent almost straight on the downstroke. And I really thought I was pretty close to doing that. But I had recorded a video not so long ago, and in the video I had a rear-facing camera angle that I happened to be using. And what I found was, from that camera angle, I hadn't noticed before, but it was filming my my legs as I was pedaling, and I thought, wow, I'm not nearly bending my knee enough, which is a clear indication my saddle was way too low. So not so long ago, I raised the saddle up considerably from where it was, and lo and behold, I'm getting so much more power out of my pedaling. So there's a real quick rule of thumb on saddle height. If you don't have anybody to help stand back and evaluate your position as you're riding, or you don't have a trainer to actually get on your bike and make some adjustments from a static position in terms of your saddle height. One of the easiest ways to get a quick evaluation is stand next to your bike, and your hip should be at the same height, or let me say it more correctly, your saddle height should be equal to your hip height. Stand next to your bike, lean the bike against your hip. If the saddle matches up to it, you're in the ballpark. Didn't know that. But it's a real good rule of thumb and a quick way of determining if you're close to if you have your saddle height close to where it should be. Bumpity bump. But I think the thing that's more difficult to set up is your saddle position relative to the stem. In other words, how far away is the tip of your saddle from your stem? That's going to control how upright you sit or how far over you bend when riding your bike. And as it turns out, before this ride today, I pushed my saddle forward quite a bit as a result of the last time I rode, where I think I was always sliding my butt around trying to find out what felt most comfortable to me in the saddle. Well, we're in Madison now. This is Madison, Connecticut, center of town. Interesting little piece of real estate through here. Well, I gotta apologize to all those folks out there watching this video. I really thought I wouldn't have the kind of wind that I'm dealing with today to try to record this video. as hard as it is to talk while you're riding, it's even worse to try to talk while you're riding into a headwind. Dangerous intersection here. Okay. Yeah, I was hoping to be able to pass along some of my experience that I went through in determining where's a good place to position my saddle in terms of height, distance from the stem. But I'm having a little difficulty fighting the wind and the weather today. Whew.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you will subscribe to this channel. Subscribe by clicking that subscribe box you see just right there. And as always, your comments are welcome, so please feel free to post them. This is The Road Biker. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.